Hey guys, good morning. I hope you're doing well. Today we're going to talk, excuse me, about text structure. This is just going to be a review today. For my class, you guys have already done this Nearpod. I'm so sorry, guys. For my class, you guys have already done this Nearpod. I've just changed it a little bit to add in some more games and fun things. But for everybody else, this Nearpod is available. I will post the class code and it'll be available for 30 days. So today we're just going to talk briefly about text structure and just refresh our brains on what it is. In your packets, this is the page or the several pages that go with it. It's all about building a campfire and what goes into the different sections of it. So if you take a look, they're asking you to identify the text structure that's used in the short passage, and then circle 3 words that gave you a clue. And then this particular question asks you to write the definition for one of those words, okay? So for those of you guys that don't know, text structure is, or just need a refresher, text structure is the way that we organize a passage, but it's specifically for nonfiction. So stories that are real stories. If you remember some of the readings we did, like Rainforest Food Chains, that would be a good text structure story that you can relate it to. Okay. So it's all about how we organize our nonfiction text. There's 5 different ways that we can organize our nonfiction text. So when you guys get to the Nearpod and want to do it on your own, there is a matching game. So I'm going to show you the different text structures on here. So one of the first words is actually text structure. The first text structure we're going to talk about is compare and contrast. I'm going to actually do this matching activity with you guys so you can see some of the definitions. And that way, when you go to do it later on your own, it's more of a review. Okay. So the first one is compare and contrast. Comparing and contrasting tells us when how things are the same or different, how they're similar or they have their differences with them. Compare and contrast is definitely a review for you guys. It's something that we've been talking about for years and years of school. Okay. So we have compare and contrast. And then down here in the corners is the information is organized by talking about similarities and differences. So when you guys do this activity on your own, if you want to, these are going to be in a different order. They're not going to look exactly like this, but all the cards are going to be the same, okay? The second one that we're going to talk about is problem and solution. Problem and solution kind of explains itself. There's a problem that's going on in the story and a solution that's posed, or maybe more than one solution, okay? So for this one, looking for it, here it is. It's the information is organized by stating an issue or a problem and providing ways to fix it to solve it, okay? So problem and solution and solving an issue, okay? The next one is chronological order or sequential order. These two are the exact same thing. They are just worded, they have 2 different names. Don't let it confuse you. Sometimes you'll even hear people say chronology. With you look, chronological and chronology, they have the same root to them, okay? So chronological or sequential order puts things in order of time or how that they happened, okay? So down here, the events are organized in order of time or how they happened. Okay. The next one that I have is main idea or description. Main idea and description are not exactly the same, but they do kind of go together. They're very similar, so I like to group them together. Main idea and description talks about one idea, what the passage is mostly about, and then gives more information to support that answer. Okay, so over here, determining what a passage is mostly about and supporting it with more information, that's main idea and description. Our last text structure is cause and effect. Cause and effect and problem and solution can easily be confused. Okay, so don't let them trick you. Both cause and effect and problem and solution have something that happens and then something that happens after it. It explains why it happens. So the cause and effect. The difference between problem and solution and cause and effect. Problem and solution actually solves the problem. They pose ways to fix whatever is happening. Cause and effect doesn't always do that. So the example I always use in my class for cause and effect is if you go outside and it's raining and you don't have an umbrella, what's going to happen? Well, the effect of that is you're going to get wet. So if you go outside with an umbrella, you're not going to get wet. So it depends on how you word it, is whether it's cause and effect or problem and solution. So we have our cause and effect. The information is organized by what happened and why it happened. Okay. The last card we've already kind of talked about, which is text structure. It's how the information in a text is organized. It is specifically a nonfiction text, a text that is real. Okay. So that is our matching. Okay. Some of the other things that are in here is it gives some tricks on keywords. Okay. I'm not going to go over the keywords with you per se because it's more of a review and you should be able to figure some of them out. But if not, you can play with it and you're allowed to do it more than once. You can do the Nearpod as many times as you think you need. Okay. I added in a time to climb, which wasn't in there originally because time to climb did just release for like the student version. So it doesn't, like, a teacher doesn't have to be proctoring it for us to use time to climb anymore, which is really cool. Okay. And then there's just a couple questions for review at the end, like a poll. So, like I said, my class has already seen this Nearpod. I just made some tweaks and changes to it. But I am going to uh, launch the student version for you so that way you can have the code. And I will also pose it on, here we go, student paste. I will also pose it on Echo, and I'm going to be launching a Google Classroom. I'll put it on there too for you guys to use it as needed, okay? It'll be open until the end of April. So that's about when we go back to school anyway. So it's a good time for you guys to get a chance. So the code is MPQKE if you want to do the Nearpod as a review to help you with your assignment. All right, guys. Well, I hope you have a fabulous day.